Start.
Hari Om. Panchadasi class 61 summary. Chitradeepa Prakarana is the foundation for the whole of Vedanta as it shows the systematic Vedantic thinking process. This is a Vedantic system builder. The core method is to bring clarity in thinking, which is knowledge. In this chapter, Vidyaranya Swamiji uses the example of a painting on canvas to establish the four appearances of Brahman. The main analogy gives us the four stages of a painting and four stages of Paramatma. It explains how Chit appears as Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha, Virat through Upadhis. Sloka 1 explains that just as we see four stages in a canvas, similarly there are four stages to be understood in Paramatma. Sloka 2 explains the four stages of canvas. The first one is Dhauta, is the clean, pure white canvas with no addition. Then Khatita is the canvas stiffened with starch to make it strong base. Then Lanchita gives us the outline sketch drawn with ink. Then Ranjita is the colored and filled canvas, and this is the final painting. These four stages are compared to four stages of Paramatma. First one, Chit, is pure consciousness. It is Nirguna, Nirakara, Nirupadhya. It is the potential consciousness or the potential thought process. It is existence itself, consciousness itself, and bliss itself. Next one is Antrayami or Ishvara. This is Chit plus Maya Upadhi. This is the indweller of all beings to which cosmic creative power has been added, just like the stiffened canvas. There is action after Maya is superimposed. Shastras have superimposed this action of creation on pure consciousness. The pure consciousness becomes Ishvara when this happens. Sutratma or Hiranyagarbha is Chit plus Antaryami plus Sukshma Srishti. It is the cosmic subtle body and mind and the connecting principle. Consciousness is again manifested with more qualities. This is just like the outline sketch. The second one, Virat, is the Chit plus Antaryami plus Sutratma plus Stula Srishti. It is the cosmic gross body and the totality of all physical forms. Chit becomes Antaryami, Sutratma and Virat. This is like the fully colored painting. The canvas never changes, only appearances are added to the original canvas. Similarly, Chit never changes, only Upadhis are superimposed on Chit. Sloka 3 explains how the canvas is made. The canvas is clean by nature. It is stiffened by starch and then outlined by ink. Finally, the colors are put on it. Sloka 4 explains how the four forms of Paramatma arise. Chit is with its own nature. Next, there is Antrayami, which is with Maya Upadhi. The third state is Sutratma, which is with Sukshma Srishti. Finally, Virat, which is with Stula Srishti. Sloka 5 gives the whole picture. Canvas is not seen. One who understands that can understand that it exists there. From Brahma to a blade of grass, all sentient and insentient beings appear in this picture. Just like in a painting, there is gradation, superior, inferior, good, bad, beautiful, ugly, etc. Without gradation, the picture cannot be enjoyed. So, the pure Chit appears as many through gradation. Sloka 6 elaborates the enjoyment. When you see a painting, are you seeing the canvas, the ink, the outline, or the colors? We do not see any of them separately. What attracts is life that is infused into the painting by observer in the forms. The original canvas has not become the clothes on the people. We experience them as if they are real because we give them life. The same thing happens with the world. We see a movie and give it life with our consciousness. Without the observer, the picture has no attraction, no life. This is Maya or Avidya. We superimpose life, meaning, and emotion on things that have none of these qualities by themselves. The canvas is the existence. Without the canvas, the picture has no existence, no entity. The attraction is not in objects, but in the consciousness we project on to them. This is Maya when we see life where there is none. This is the same mechanism in painting, movie, and our daily problems. That is the mystery, creation, and of Maya. You see a long movie of life which does not seem to have an end. It is your potential consciousness appearing in different forms. The Vedantic application is just like we fight over very trivial issues like where to hang a painting on the wall and give it so much importance. We do the same with our life situations. We create problems, give them life with our mind, then we ourselves suffer. We must remember that I am the one who gave life to that problem. The line Vidyadharena Vastrena Sadrisha Iva Kalpita is very deep. It means that the clothes in the picture appear similar to real clothes, but they are only imagined on the base canvas. In the same way, the world appears real on Brahman, but is only imagined. Chit never changes. Only ubadhis of Maya, Sukshma, and Stula are added. The very purpose of Vedanta is to bring clarity in thinking. When thought becomes clear, that is knowledge. The world is a painting on the canvas of Chit. We did not see the canvas, we are seeing the forms, and we are the ones giving life to those forms. The canvas never changes into the painting. Similarly, Chit never becomes the world. The world is only a superimposition on Chit through Maya and the two Shariras. Swamiji concluded with this. Hari Om, over to Swamiji.
Smriti-Purana-laya Karunalaya Namami Bhagavad-padam Shankaram Lokasankar Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra-bhashya Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नमस्ते शंकरानंद गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलास महामोह ग्राहग्रासैककर्मणे श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्। ओम नमो नारायण। हरि ओम। So in Chitradeepa Prakarana, we are in the third class of Chitradeepa Prakarana. Chitradeepa Prakarana, we got a wonderful analogy of painting. So with this painting analogy, we are going to discuss many important subtle points of Vedanta, which is in general in other Prakarana Granthas, we have no chance to discuss. So such important points here we are going to discuss. So now you have understood the analogy as a picture. So there is a cloth, a white cloth, and then it is with starch, stuffed, then drawing, sketches, and then with color. So the four stages. Among these four stages, the first stage, which is the reality, in the sense that cloth as canvas, giving existence to all other appearances. All other forms are made appear in that canvas. So this process, when we see, this is a scriptural or Vedantic methodology to identify and make it clear how this manifestation takes place. Now, in the sixth sloka, you have seen that when that picture, the drawing, the sketch is colored with many forms, though all those forms looks one another different from one another, each form differ from another, its actions, its beauty, its color, clothing, and all those. So we imagine a picture of a village, a rural village, where you have some mountains, trees, village people, houses, cattle, and all those like that. Something like that we can imagine. So in that, you can see many forms with color. We are only attracted to the colors. Colors has actually no existence, no life. The life is because of canvas, and the background canvas is never seen. So this is the problem we are going to solve it. This is the problem we call it as ignorance or whatever superimposition and all those is samsara and things like that. So there one question comes: how these whatever seen in that picture, how they differ each other? Because some are seen with cloth wearing like that, people around they are doing something, and other like trees and mountains, they have no clothing, nothing. So how this differentiation of a conscious living beings and non-living beings that comes, and also uh, each person seen in that picture is separate from other person. So like we see in our we are all each other, we are all separated from each other. So this is going to be discussed. So he will simply say in the next sloka, prithak prithak chidabhasa chaitanyadhyasthadehinam कल्प्यन्ते जीवनामानो बहुधा संसरन्त्यमी पृथक् पृथक् चिदाभासाः Chaitanyadhyastadehina. So this word Chidabhasa, in last class also I mentioned this. So this is the concept of Chidabhasa we are going to learn here. Chidabhasa means Jivatma only. So Chidabhasa, Abhasa means reflection. So we have learned the reflection theory, the connection between Ishvara and Jiva. In that case, we have learned the Pratibimba Nyaya, the reflection theory. So here, Chit Abhasa, the reflection of potential consciousness, pure consciousness on the intellect of individuality. This is called the Chidabhasa. What is this Chidabhasa? It's a reflection of consciousness, where it is reflected on the intellect of individuality, the individual mind, individual intellect. So the intellect is the cause for the separation. Why? Because intellect is the cause for separation, because on intellect this reflection comes. So the reflection of consciousness is on intellect. Therefore, we can say the reason for the separation, the reason for the differences between Jivatmas, not because of consciousness, only because of intellect, because intellect is separated, intellect is individual in each person. So our body is separated, our indriyas, sense organs and others are separated. Prana, yes, prana is also, we can say, is separated. And ego, mind, and intellect. So these are all separated from each other. Therefore, we see different persons, different jivas. So he says, prithak prithak chidabhasaha. Here we directly accept that jivatmas are different. Jivatmas are mutually different. So they differ each other. So prithak prithak chidabhasa. Why? Because the intellect is different. You have kept different vessels for the reflection of sunlight. So in different vessels, different waters, the sunlight reflects differently. Similarly, Chidabhasa, Chaitanya Adhyastadehina. So that supreme, that potential consciousness, the pure consciousness, Chaitanya, is Adhyastadehina. Adhyasta is superimposed in various form, various way. So all these physical differences what we see in gross form is because of identification with this separation of physical separation, mental separation, all those. So this we have already discussed in previous chapters with Panchakoshas and all those. So you are very clear about it. Now, kalpende jivanamano baudho samsaratyami. So by this special function of consciousness, the special reflection of consciousness is called jivatma. So jivanamano kalpyante. So they are named as jivatmas. And then bahudha samsarantyami. And they are known as jivatma, and they are in the process of samsara, transmigration. So transmigration of birth and death. So this will continue in different different time and with different bodies. So now you have a human body. So you are transmigrated from some other body, maybe from some animals or some devatas, or we don't know. But you are transmitted from there. So this is called samsara. There is birth and death. So who has this birth and death? This jiva, this so-called individuality, which is just a reflection of consciousness. So the actually jivatma has no birth and death. But since this jivatma is connected to intellect, so intellect and body has birth and death, or we can say the all kinds of changes. Those changes are attributed to jivatma. Changes are attributed to individual consciousness. So this attribution theory, the superimposing theory, is very important to understand all this. Otherwise, there will be much confusion how that consciousness, super consciousness, the potential consciousness came to this existence. How it changed its existence. It never changed its existence. It cannot change its existence. In the analogy we see, the canvas never changes. Canvas has nothing to do with the picture you drawn there. The color you painted. There is nothing in that. Canvas is totally different from that, though everything is seen in canvas. If you take the form of canvas, we can say canvas has no picture, and canvas is not seeing the picture. Canvas is not enjoying the beauty of the picture. Nothing is there. It's all outside form, something added into that, something imposed. So this imposition, this superimposition is very much needed to understand our own existence. So Bahudha Samsarantyami, in that case, with the reflection of this intellect, we do everything. We enjoy, we suffer, we meditate, we do sadhana, we practice samadhi, we enjoy everything. All these are happening because of intellect. Dhyayativa nelayativa. So in Vedantic Upanishad, it says, it seems like he is meditating. Sometimes meditating and sometimes not meditating, doing some actions. But everything because of this intellect. So the intellect is making all these differences. The function of intellect is the reason for the differences. That's what said in the 7th shloka. So here we got the Chidabhasa. We will elaborately discuss what is Chidabhasa in maybe a few shlokas later. So now, again taking the picture and discussing on that, there many forms are seen. Out of them, there are people wearing clothes, colored clothes, beautiful clothes. So now how we separate people from the mountain and trees, other landscapes, whatever seen in that picture. Now how you separate? Because both are painted with the same paint. That artist, the painter, has few types of paint. So with those paints, he painted people, he painted trees, he painted mountains, he painted landscapes, he painted river there, sky there. Everything is painted with those 4 or 5 types of paints. And with the same brush, we are using the brush set. Now, how, after seeing the picture, how you differ? This is this part we see, this is mountain, this is tree, and these are people. They have a life, and these mountains have no life. Now, how you differ? You see how foolish we are. Seeing all this, we are or accepting something else. Now, with the same pain, everything is happening. But we have separation there. We are giving life to some objects, and we are not giving life to other objects. Therefore, the last class I said, picture has no life. That painting has no life. You are looking at it. By looking at it, you are giving life. So this is interesting. So it is going from your side. Therefore, every time you look at the painting, it may not be the same. It may not give you the same enjoyment, same joy. You will not enjoy every time. But sometimes you enjoy, especially when you bring a new picture, new painting into your drawing room, bedroom, you keep it, and for a few days you will look at it again and again and you enjoy it. But after that it changes, because you are not enjoying it in minute way or very different way. You cannot change it. So you cannot change it, so you will not enjoy it. But there was no life in that. You have given life. Now, how you now you see how Vidyaranya Mahaswamiji is now very lightly, in a lucid way, trying to separate the conscious being and non-conscious being, Jivas and non-Jivas in that picture. Very simple. You see, वस्त्राभासस्थितान् वर्णान् यद्वदाधारवस्त्रगा वस्त्राभासस्थितान् वर्णान् यद्वदाधारवस्त्रगा वदन्त्यज्ञास्तथा जीवः संसारं चिद्गतं विदुः वस्त्राभासस्थितान् वर्णान् यद्वद् आधारवस्त्रगान् वदन्ति अज्ञाः तथा जीव संसारं चिद्गतं विदुः. Now, very normal, very simple. When you look at a painting, what you say? You say, you see all these people and mountains, landscape, whatever we see, everything is there in that canvas. This is what you say. If you know that, you simply say this. Everything is there on that canvas. It is there in canvas. And people are wearing different cloths, colored cloths. The vastra abhasa siddhan varna. And where are they? Those cloths? The people wearing cloths. So those cloths are also there in that cloth. That is what you say, in that canvas cloth. So now, what is there? So if you say the vastra abhasaha, So those cloth people are wearing is also there, and people are there. All landscape is there. Everything is there. That is what you understand. So vastrabhasa sthidan varna. Now different colors of the cloths people are wearing. So the vastrabhasa sthidan varna. Now the wearing the clothes that people are wearing, you see, those are not actually clothes. Those are only paint. So by seeing that paint, you say it is cloth, and the original cloth behind the canvas, you forget it, and you don't care it. You never say that cloth is there in behind. And the canvas cloth has given existence to this cloth. You never say. Because for you, the color, the painting is cloth, not the original cloth. So that is the difference. So what is giving you existence? What is the substratum of your existence? What is the foundation, the basis of your existence? You never experience that. You forget to experience that. So what you experience is something different from that. So forgetting or keeping aside the original thing, the reality, you always take unreal as useful. For you, the cloth seen in that painting is useful because it is in different color and it's beautiful, and you enjoy it because it is giving some enjoyment. You are attracted to that. You won't be attracted to the same white canvas. If you last class I said no, if you just leave the wall empty, you don't enjoy it. You cannot see it before. So you have to keep some photos, some paintings, or some decoration, or some furniture, something there. Similarly, the white canvas has no attraction and no value for you. Now, on that something is painted, then it has value. Then it goes millions of rupees sometimes. People buy it. You see? So how we are foolish. What we say, we are fools of the first water. No, there is a phrase in English. We are fools of the first water. So it's like that. So we are fools of the first water. So in the whole life we are like leading like. Now what is the beauty there? There is vastra abhasa sthidan varnan yadvad adhar vastraga. So you think that the original cloth is holding these cloths, the wearing cloths. The original cloth is canvas. The canvas is holding the wearing clothes of the people, or people whatever we see. Is it right? There is some meaning for this? No. So vadanti ajnaha. Therefore, these people who are thinking like this, they are ignorant. There is no need to say they are ignorant. They are fools. Vadanti ajnaha. Tatha jiva samsaram chitgadam vituku. So similarly, people think this jiva samsara, this transmigration of birth and death, all this life, what we see, all there in Paramatma. So now we are also discussing this. What we say, everything is there in Paramatma, everything is there in consciousness. Consciousness is the substratum for everything. Consciousness is giving life to everything, whatever we are discussing. He says that was a discussion on the beginning for the beginners, but actually there is no such thing. So the Diva Samsara, if you are an ignorant person, you will say everything is the creation of God. Whatever you see is created by God. But that is not true. In the last chapter, we learned of Ishvara Srishti and Jiva Srishti. Here also we'll discuss that later. But really speaking, there is no creation of God. Nothing is created. It's created by you. Like the life of the picture is given by you. Now the artist who made that picture, made that painting, he only drawn something there, whatever he imagined, he could imagine. He has painted. He knows how to paint it. So he did it. But the life is given by you. So the creation is from your side. And then you say everything is there in canvas. Nothing is there. So tatha jiva samsaram chidgadam viduhu. Similarly, we think, we imagine that everything is there in consciousness. Chidgadam vidu. Chidgadam means it is from chit. It is there in chit. So for the cloth, there is no ink. If you see from the viewpoint of cloth, the canvas, is there any painting for canvas? No. From that point, for canvas, there is no ink. It does not see the beauty of the painting because it cannot see the beauty of paint. You see, canvas is everything. Without canvas, nothing is possible. But canvas cannot enjoy. And canvas has no what you say, the painting or ink or whatever you see, it's not there in canvas. It's all added. So after painting, if you apply some chemical, you can just wash it. You will get the original canvas as the previous one. So there is some chemical, no, to if you want to clean the canvas, it can be done. So all oil painting and other painting, it is possible. So you see, it cannot be there. Similarly, we imagine everything is there in consciousness. But really speaking, consciousness is not holding anything. Nothing is there in consciousness. Therefore, everything is superimposed by your mind. You did it. You are giving life to it. In this sense, there is no Ishvara Srishti, there is no Jiva Srishti separation. Only one Srishti, that is your superimposition. And Ishvara has no superimposition because Ishvara is not, God is not ignorant. Can we say God is an ignorant person? No, God is not ignorant. Only ignorant persons can superimpose. If you want to superimpose, you want to create something, you must be an ignorant person, a fool. Only a fool can do that. And we, in nowhere, in no religion say God is fool. God is a big fool who did everything. Nobody say that. So therefore, in that concept of God, we never say God has ignorance. So therefore, the responsibility of superimposition must be lying in Jiva. So now there is no Ishvara Srishti, no Jiva Srishti, only Jiva Srishti that is created by you. So therefore you are giving the life to that picture. You are giving life to yourself. You are giving life to the creation outside. You are making problem and trying to solve it. The creator of the problem is also you, and you want to solve it. So it is interesting. Like we see, first you take a position and then hold it and then cry for that. Oh, I am holding this, I have this, I have that. So why you are holding that, you just leave it and go away. Then the problem is solved. So if you want to, I know some people live in different world, different places, different countries. In some country there is too much cold, too much cold, unbearable cold. In other countries, too much heat, like in India, in many parts of too much heat, and the eastern country. Now, where people live in cold, they say, oh, too much cold is unbearable, we cannot bear it. But they want to live there. And the other place, just opposite, they cannot bear heat and they are trying of heat. So they don't want it. So we enter to some place, we take up some work or some duty, some relation or something, then suffer with that. Now, this is the truth. If you want to accept it, accept it. But at last you have to accept that. So you did it, nobody else. So, vadanti ajnaha tatha jiva samsaram chidgadam vituhu. So this is how they separate everything. Chitrastha parvadadina vastrabhaso na likhyate. Srishtistha mrittikadinam chidabhasastatha nahi. Now people ask, in that painting, why people are like some people, men and women seen there, they are living beings, and some mountain and other things are non-living beings. Now you ask how this separation came? Like, no, like children ask how this separated. Now you see how simply and in a very interesting way he says, you see, just because mountains and trees, they don't have clothes, they are not wearing clothes. And these people, men and women, that artist, he made a clothes for them, clothes and all ornaments and hair and different things. So you think that they are living beings and mountain and trees non-living beings. So only just because of this wearing cloth and not wearing clothes. So, so this is very simple. And you see, Chitrastha Parvatadina Vastrabhasona Likhyate. So Chitrastha, if you see the word meaning, Chitrastha. So the mountain and other things which are there in that picture. The Chitrastha Parvadadina. Vastra Abhaso. The painter has not painted dressed. So Vastra Abhasa, he has not imagined dresses for the mountain and landscape and other. He has not painted. So Vastra Abhaso na likhyate. Why? Because they don't require clothes. They don't require cloth, therefore he has not painted it. So, Srishtistha Mrittigadinam Chidabhasas Tatha Nahi. And then Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa is Jivatma. So Jivatma is not, Jivatma is, Jivatma required cloths. So therefore he brought cloth for Jivatmas, the people who are seen there. And he has not gave cloths to mountain and other animals there. So you see the difference with only with this. So therefore, in mountain you don't say there is jiva. Why? Because it has no cloth. So the clothes are not there. Therefore, if say the mountains and trees, they are not jivas. They are not chidabhasas. So jivatva, now jivatva, how the jivatva is differentiated. So you see how interesting it is, how you just made it like this. If you see a picture and think about this, you will laugh on that. So it's like joking. He's like joking here. Vidyaranya Muniji is simply joking that making you fool. So you see, because of this, you are seeing all this. So otherwise, no. Oh, how can you separate? But only the cloth is there, and then paint is there, or canvas is there. Oh, how you separate? This is jiva, and this is inert beings, and conscious being, and how you separate. So now it means the definition of this jivatva is not required for inert things. So therefore, there is no cloth. If they are also wearing cloth, then you will think, oh, they are wearing cloth means they are also jivatmas. So therefore, he has not given cloths to them. The srishti stha mrittigadinam chidabhasas tatha nahi. Therefore, in inert objects like clay and other things like stone, clay, all other things, Srishtistha Mrittigadina, they have not endowed with clothes and things. Therefore, they have no Chidabhasa. So we say they are not with Chidabhasas. They are not with Jiva. So they are not Jivatmas. They are not living beings. So this is how we separate. Now, normally when we see this is what is happening. He is just given the cloth as an example, but in other case also how we separate, everything is like that. Everything we are separating the same way. Now, if you go to moon, you go to Mars or wherever, there also they got the same things, same components, same elements that we are having here. So the body is the same. The outside 5 elements have the same components. So how we can say we are separate from? We are constituted by the same chemicals. There is no difference. So therefore, only with some action, that some reflection, we can say that we have an intellect, and in that intellect, the reflection happens. So because this reflection is the cause for everything, cause for good, cause for bad, you are suffering because of this reflection. You are getting liberated because of this reflection, because of intellect. So you will get liberation also because of this, and you are suffering because of this. So this is the reason reflection is Chidabhasa. So therefore, this is the only reason why the conscious being and non-conscious being as separated. There is no other reason. Samsara paramarthoyam sallagna swatmavastuni. Samsara paramatmoyam samlagna swatmavastuni. Idi bhrantira vidyasyad vidya esha nivartate. Idi bhrantira vidyasyad. Now we have learned what is Vidya and Avidya in Tattvabodha, Atmabodha, in Panchadasi, in many places. There were many definitions of Vidya, knowledge, and Avidya, ignorance. Now he is giving another definition, which is suitable here. He says, Samsaraha Paramarthoyam. First you think you are confused. You say this samsara, this world is real. This material world is real. The outside world is real for you. Physical world is real for you. Mental world is real for you. Everything is real for you. So then after that what you learn? You learn little bit Vedanta. Then you superimpose everything on that consciousness. Then you say, oh, this world is also in consciousness. This physical body is in consciousness. Mind is in consciousness. Intellect is in consciousness. Everything is in consciousness. This is what you think. So samsara paramarthoyam. First of all, you consider this material world, the physical world as real. Then you say, sallagnaha swatmavastuni. Oh, this is created by consciousness. So this is there in consciousness. You see, this is what we call the so-called Vedanta. When we study Vedanta, this is what we say everything is there in consciousness. He says, Idi Bhrantihi. He says, this concept is totally Bhranti. It is confusion. This is illusion. Even this concept is illusion. First you think that samsara is real, and then you say everything is there. This samsara is there in Paramatma. But nothing. There is no connection. The whole concept is confusion. So whatever you thought till now with the Vedantic study, if you are holding this concept, that concept is wrong because you are giving existence to this world, the phenomenal world. If you are giving existence to phenomenal world, then say this phenomenal world is in consciousness. It is superimposed in consciousness, or it is created by consciousness. Then that is wrong. That itself is wrong. So he is trying to say there is no samsara, there is no creation at all. If you can prove there is creation, then we will think about that. What would happen to that creation? First of all, you have to prove that there is creation. Something is created. And what is creation? Creation means it was not there before, and now it is completely newly manifested. Then we call it as a creation. If something was there, then it changes its form. It's not creation. It is only changing forms. Like you wear different clothes. Every day you wear different clothes. You cannot say you are with each cloth you are different, or each hairstyle you are different. Each day you are different. No, it's just a manifestation, just a change. So that change is not making the substratum, the substance changed. The substance is the same. So there we don't call it as creation. If somebody is sitting in a chair and somebody is laying down on bed, the same person is in different shapes, different moods, sometimes laughing, sometimes crying, sometimes irritated, sometimes depressed. The same person is having so many things. So how can we say they are all, it's all created in him? So first of all, this creation is not real. So you should not consider as creation as real. Then search for, then uh, search for a cause for that. If something is real, we can find a cause for that. If something is unreal, how can we find a cause for that? The unreal is causeless. How can you find a cause for the superimposed snake on rock? So there is no cause and effect creation. Therefore, this is also avidya. Idi prantir avidya syat. Vidyesha nivartate. By knowledge, this ignorance can be dispelled. So you want to dispel this ignorance by knowledge. By knowledge, you can do it. So it can be done. So in this chapter, if this chapter is dedicated to elucidate the theory of ignorance and theory of knowledge and the requirements, whatever we need to know, whatever sadhanas, everything we will discuss in detail and completely. We can say it is technical. So we are going to discuss in a technical way. So as you see here, each point, if you want to go into that point in depth, it should be technically perfect. Then only you can correctly understand the point which is discussed. If you are not technically sound, the point cannot be discussed in that way. So by these 5 chapters, Vidyaranya Mahaswamiji had made a good preparation. He has given all the other details for this chapter. So therefore, this chapter is important. By that, we are going to learn this. So, idi bhrantir avidyasya vidya yesha nivartate. Atma bhasasya jivasya samsaro natma vastunaha. Idi bodho bhave vidya labhyate so vicharanat. Now he says, you don't think that you have avidya, you are experiencing that. You don't think that. So there is no avidya in you. Atma abhasasya jivasya samsara. So samsara is there in that reflected consciousness. The reflected consciousness has samsara. Atma abhasasya. Atma abhasa means chidabhasa. The chidabhasa, atma abhasa has samsara. Na atma vastunaha. The self has no samsara. Self is unaffected with this samsara. Self has no birth, no death. So now if you want to take away reflected consciousness, Jivatma. Okay, so you can be with that. Then do whatever you want. Then when you are with this Jivatma, then you have to accept, you have to give space to all suffering, whatever happens. If you are with this physical body, identified with this physical body, then there is suffering, there is bound to happen some suffering. And there you will also have some happiness. You have everything, all facilities, you will feel that I am happy and I am getting everything. And if you are missing something, you always miss something. So the suffering also there along with that satisfaction. So this is bound to happen if you are with this reflected consciousness. If you identify yourself with the reflected consciousness. So Atma bhasasya jivasya samsara. Na Atma vastuna. So Atma has no samsara. Iti bodho bhaved vidya. So this knowledge, this discrimination, iti bodha, this discrimination, this understanding is called vidya. This is what we call Brahma Vidya. Labhyate so vidyarana. You can achieve this knowledge by manana. So manana we have discussed there. He will give definition to this. Now you see the difference between other chapters and this chapter. Till now, how was his language? How was Vidyaranya Muniji discussing things? Now he totally changed his style of discussion in this chapter. So here the Vidya is just accepting that there is no ignorance at all in me. There is no samsara. There is no transmigratory world or life or birth or death. Nothing is there in me. So this understanding is Vidya. Now this is Brahma Vidya. So first you accept all those problems are there in you, and then you are trying to remove it. Now we think there is no problem at all. There is nothing is there in me. When you go to deep sleep, what is there in you? You are not holding anything there. It is very direct experience. It's a day-to-day experience. So you are not having any problem there. So that is the self. So therefore, the bodho bhaved vidya labhyadeso vicharanat. Sada vicharaye tasma jagat jiva paratmanah. Sada vicharaye tasma jagat jiva paratmanah. Jiva bhava jagat bhava badhe swatmaiva shishyate. Jiva bhava jagat bhava badhe swatmaiva shishyate. So now we say the direct sadhana for this to achieve is this. Sada vicharayet tasmat jagat jiva paratmanah. So always think, always do manana on jagat, jiva and paramatma. So these 3 points we discussed these 3 points earlier also. So these 3 are formed what is the subject of discussion of Vedanta or any other philosophy. So they discuss on jiva, they discuss on paramatma, discuss on the world, the creation. So jagat jiva paramatmanah swarupam vicharaye. You always think about, pursue this, continue with this contemplation. Then what happened? Jiva bhava jagat bhava badhe. Then negation of jivatva, the individuality, and the discretion, jagat. So jiva bhava jagat bhava badhe. Badha means it's not destroyed. There is no destruction. You cannot destroy jiva or jagat, nothing. So jiva bhava jagat bhava badhe. You can only negate them. Negate this jiva bhava and jagat bhava. When you go to deep sleep, you yourself negate your jiva bhava. So in that deep sleep state, you are not a jiva. So it is very clear that you are negating your jivatva. So when you wake up, you connect yourself with the body, again the jivatva will come, the individuality comes. Jivatva means individuality. So you create individuality and it goes away automatically. The jiva bhava and jagat bhava. If this is happening, why you are not understanding that this is my nature? In deep sleep, what I experience is my nature. It must be my nature. So, jiva bhava, jagat bhava badhe. So, only badha. We are not going to discuss, or we are not discussing destruction here. Only negation. So, in negation, you don't have to do an action to negate it or destroy it. There is no action needed. It's only by contemplation you understand. The swatmaiva shishyate. Once this jiva bhava, the state of individuality and the state of worldly creation is negated, then Atma alone remains. Swatmaiva shishyate. Then what you see, experience is yourself. With this condition, jiva bhava and jagat bhava bhava, in this condition. So when you neglect jiva bhava and jagat bhava, you yourself remains as pure Atman. Nothing else is there, no other sadhana. So then now, what is the nature of negation? Now that is discussed in next sloka. Na pratidistayorbadha kintu mithyatva nishchayah. Na pratidistayorbadha kintu mithyatva nishchayah. No che sutukti mochado mucchedayatra dojanah. So here the negation. Negation is mithyatva nishchayah. To understand the non-existence of these two. This is the negation here. Mithyatva nishchayah. Understand that this is unreal. The jivatva is not real. It has no existence. This world has no separate existence from Sachidananda. So the existence is truth. Existence is reality. But the mithyatva nishchaya, this mithyatva nishchaya is called badha. That is called negation. Na pratiti tayo. We don't say that non-perception Pratiti means perception, experiencing, seeing. And apratiti means non-perception. The non-perception is not there. It means you will perceive it. You will perceive the world outside. You will continue to perceive it. You will continue to be as an individual, Jivatma, with the physical body, mind, and working like that. Same thing will continue. So, non-perception is not negation here, but to understand the non-reality of this too. That is the negation here. No che sushupti murchado mucheda ayatranado janaha. If you don't accept this, then there is no need for sadhana, nothing else. If you go to sleep, so there, without any sadhana, without understanding, you will be liberated in deep sleep. But it is not happening. You are one with the existence, one with the self. That is true. But you are not liberated. Liberation needs knowledge. Only by knowledge, only by discrimination, this understanding, you get liberated. So this is the meaning of this negation. So there is no liberation in deep sleep or in murcha. Though murcha means fainted, or in that stage you are not there. You are not. You don't know outside world and things. So there is no liberation there. So sushupti murchado. In coma, when somebody goes to coma, we cannot say he is liberated. He is suffering. So the coma is not liberation, and deep sleep also is not liberation. Why? Because this mithyatva nishchayaha is not there. So you have not gained the knowledge of yourself, your reality. So gaining the knowledge of your reality is liberation. So that is what we are doing with this study of Vedanta. So gaining the knowledge of that liberation. So this is what we call it as non-creation theory. The non-creation theory means it's not that there is nothing outside. You don't perceive anything. You perceive everything. The sense organs will work as same, but your understanding will change. And changing the understanding, the life is changed. So this is what is the theory here. It means perception itself is not bondage. The summary of this is perception is not bondage. You are perceiving outside object, experiencing outside objects. It's not bondage. That is not the cause of bondage. The ignorance attached to the perception is bondage. If you want to say clearly, this is the reason. The ignorance attached to the perception is bondage. So now you remove that ignorance by this discriminative knowledge, Vedantic knowledge, then the perception will continue, the experience will continue, the life will continue the same. But you will not feel the bondage. So that is the difference. So perception is not bondage, but the ignorance attached to the perception is the cause for bondage. So this is what he wants to say in this sloka. So I think today the time is completed. Now we can stop here. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
If anybody has got question, please raise your hand. Arun Babu, you can.
Hari Om Swamiji. In today's class, with respect to the canvas and the painting, we mentioned that only Jiva Srishti is there. There is no Ishvara Srishti. My little confusion is in this example, the painter also has a role. In particular, painting as a Jiva, we find life, not in every painting. But when we connect to that Ishvara's creation and a painter, I don't know whether we can't, because only the outline here we were mapping to the Ishvara, not to the painter. So I am unable to connect these dots. Why? Because we don't see the life every time, and it always depends on the painter's srishti also, right?
See, the whole Vedantic theory is self-centered. Self-centered in the sense, it's not in a common level what we use. Self-centered means ourselves are the cause of everything. This self-centric theory, when we established it, there is no position for Ishvara. It is higher than that. Where the world is real, the outside creation is real, seems to be real. There we need Ishvara to establish how this outside world is not a creation of Jiva. It is not my creation. To prove that, you bring Ishvara. But in self-centered Vedantic theory, the self is everything. The self is not in your body. The self is Ishvara, self is Purusha, self is the world, everything. So there, it is very difficult to prove some creation is real and some is unreal. So there is no chance for Ishvara's creation. Though we will again discuss the Ishvara's creation in this chapter itself. But that is to just make you understand the separation of two different understandings. One is your personal imaginations, personal life, as we say as Jiva Drishti, and the outside world with the 5 elements as Ishvara Srishti. If we know that, if you take this canvas analogy, only the canvas is there. There is no outside inside. The mountains and the people seen there, both are in that canvas. Now, why you want to separate the creation of mountains or by somebody else and the creation, the people's creation or the creation of the men and women, whatever we see there, they are created by somebody else. Now there is no chance because the whole picture is in that white, clear canvas. So there is no separation. There is no need for separation. This we discussed in primary level to make our understanding clear. In that time you thought this is final, this is something wonderful, we got it. That is what you thought. Because some of your confusions were clear and we discussed elaborate, we enjoyed it. So now you will see that is also the one level of understanding. So it's okay. It's a level of understanding is very good, and you can solve many problems with that discussion. But that is not final. So therefore he brought this. You see how that is different. But that understanding of Jiva Srishti and Ishvara Srishti was very easy, and you could catch it and you enjoy it. Now there you thought that is very good. This is what is Vedanta all about. Now you see that the next step where there is no creation at all. If there is no creation, why you are going for Ishvara Srishti and Jiva Srishti? So this self-centric theory of Vedanta is something highest of all philosophical understandings. So this is what we are going to discuss. Slowly you can see that how we are going to move. And this now you see he directly called the Jivatma's Chidabhasa. There we were discussing Jiva as real. He created something as Jiva Srishti. Now he was creating there. Now here the Jivatma is just Chidabhasa. It's just a reflection. He has no capacity to create anything there. So that's the point how we slowly go in depth of understanding and experience.
So in
So
this analogy, actually,
contemplation on this, yeah.
the painter role is not very much mentioned. I think that is maybe the disconnect, right? All other aspect of the analogy is covered. The painter role,
Now painters,
painter.
that will not come here because the role of painter is not discussed here. That is not needed because here what we are going to do is the substratum of that. The substratum of that is giving life. Now therefore I said the painter is giving life to the painting. And now when you see the painting, you are the seer, you are looking at the painting, you are the creator of the painting. You got this point, what I am saying? Last class also I mentioned this. The painter has painted and he has gone. He is no more. Now when you look at the painting, you are giving life to. So that painting is there for you. So therefore, each time when you look at that painting, your mind is giving life to that, and the reflection of that life is reflected in you, and you are enjoying it sometimes and sometimes not. So there I brought the cinema. When you enter to a cinema hall and watch movie there, and then all feelings are there and things are there. Now the feelings are coming from where? Are they coming from the movie? Are the movies creating the feeling, emotions? No. You are carrying bundle of emotions, and you are no, having so many emotions, and with those bundle of emotions, you enter into that picture hall, and then the movie is there, and then the emotions inside you will come up. If you want to cry, you will cry. If you want to laugh, you will laugh. So the emotions are not there in the movie. The emotions are there only in you. So therefore, life is given by you. That's what the theory says. We will discuss this. We are going to discuss it elaborately. There we will get many points regarding this. But it is a little, no, in a different level and different, it is little bit deeper level. So it's a different kind of understanding. Okay.
And no more questions, Swamiji.
Okay. Thank you. Hari Om. Shri Guru Namaha. Hari